Hello, friends. Welcome back to another game review. Today, I will be talking about a game that I find to be probably in my top 10. Uh, of course, the second one is likely the one that's in my top 10, but this one's pretty close. This is going to be Batman Arkham Asylum. Um, Anyone that knows me knows I loved to death the Arkham games. Um, all of them I think are pretty solid. Even Origins has its place. I think a lot of people didn't like it at first. Um and I understand why. It was so different, and they're trying to do a different thing. It wasn't Kevin Conroy and Heath Ledger as the voices. It was just a very different experience. So I understand why that. But Arkham Asylum was the one to start them. And that's probably why it has such a big place to me, is because it was like 2008, 7. I think 7. Let me check. I talked about having this information for you guys before doing this, and then I didn't. Um, I believe it was 2007 because I think Arkham Knight or Arkham City came out 2009, I believe. Arkham. Arkham. Let me see. I just want the first one, please. Was it 2009 for the first one? Oh my god, it was 2009. It must have been 2012 for Arkham City. So August 25th, 2009, it was made by Rocksteady, who, as you know, is and a whole host actually of other game developers, WB, which Warner Brothers Games Montreal, Splash Damage, Human Head Studios, NetherRealm Studios, Armature Studio, and Turbine Inc. are all considered developers. Now, I think that's throughout the entire Arkham stuff. So I think for the most part, Rocksteady was the primary, um, first developer and primary developer of the Arkham stuff. Um, they were Arkham Asylum was the first superhero game I think many people saw as like an incredibly successful instance superheroes could be in fun video games. I heavily do believe that as well. I believe there were superhero games before, and I know games like Spider-Man 2 existed and were exceptional. Um, and I think it was too. I did play Spider-Man 2 when I was younger, and that game was exceptional. Had the best web slinging up until PS4 Spider-Man. And so that is very much proof that superheroes made fun games. Even back then, I'm sure some people think the old superhero games like the NES stuff and all that were just as fun. But a lot of people who weren't in the gaming sphere, I think, noticed Arkham Asylum more than they did something like Spider-Man 2. And I think that's the main reason why Spider-Man 2 isn't seen as necessarily the big superhero game. It was still one of the best superhero games to exist, and still, I think, holds a pretty high acclaim for that. But I think Arkham Asylum really held it for quite a long time. Um, I would give you just the general plot line of Arkham Asylum. That way, it's not super spoilery. It's a wonderful series to go about, by the way. Arkham's Asylum, City Night. If you can play Origin, it's hard to play Origin because it's not on many things. But if you can play Origin, try it out too. It might not be for you, but it's worth it. It's worth a go for it. So, the story of Arkham Asylum is that Batman's, of course, taken his arch nemesis Joker back into Arkham Asylum. Everything's going on normal. He's dropping him off like he does, like everyday instance in a sense. And then he apparently Joker has had this plan this entire time to break out. Has not so much break out, but is take control of Arkham Asylum. And he just happened to pull everything off pretty exceptionally to the point that he does. He gets the drop on Batman, and then Batman literally stays inside of Arkham Asylum like an entire night because he's stuck there now, trying to keep Joker from doing whatever he does. I won't talk too much, but they do bring about the whole. kind of rogues gallery of everyone. Um, a really cool feature they had was that they give you character bios for every character you came across, and then there's even some puzzle things in the game that were set in place to show off other characters in the universe that you don't see. Um, the main, also the reason why Arkham Asylum I think held so high was because it generated a combat system that was so simple yet had a lot of enjoyment, which was not many people call it anything but like just the Batman kind of combat system, Arkham combat system. You press X to punch, press Y to uh, stun or block or something, and then B to dodge, and that's the extent of combat. Other than the RB buttons being like throw batarang or something like that to do some either damage or just kind of disorientate your enemy. Um, disorient. Sorry, I don't know why I said disorientate. Disorient your enemy, but uh, that system works exceptionally well. We have seen it in so many other games since then. I know some people may not like it if it pops up in other games, but I think any game that adopts it that's trying to go for that feel it's a smart thing. It's a pretty fun system and pretty easy, not hard to understand or anything like that too. So really cool. The game consists mainly of you going about doing different things throughout Arkham Asylum. It's a pretty big map for a 2009 game. It's pretty exceptionally large. Um, you do a lot of your gliding. The big funny story that people like to say for Arkham Asylum is that there was one man tasked with animating Batman's cape. I don't remember exact hours that he had spent on it, but it was an exceptionally long time, all for cape physics. I think he did a job well done. That man really deserves some award for being tasked with probably the most tedious animation job in the world. I almost feel like I'm not kidding because animating a cape to flow 4 billion ways, damn near, is incredible to look at. Um, some people I know may not like Batman as much. I know he's kind of a broody character, but Kevin Conroy, who had voiced him in Arkham, voiced him in the original Batman animated series, has forever been and likely forever will be my uh, absolute favorite Batman to ever exist. I love Kevin Conroy. I was so deeply sad when I heard the day he had passed. He was only 66, I believe. Let me get that information like properly right for you guys because I'm gonna hate myself if I get it wrong. Um, let me see. There he is. Let me see, just to make sure I was correct. He was the age. Oh, don't do this to me. Worry. Don't make me have to worry about actual math here. 30, 30. I think he was. Yeah, he was 60. 20. Oh, years active. I was like, he's not that young. 55 to 22. Uh, oh my god, I'm sorry. You guys are watching me do math. I'm so sorry. Will he just tell me like when he 866? I was right. Okay, I just wanted to be almost guaranteed right on that before being like, oh my god, yes. So yes, unfortunately, he had passed away at the age of 66, very young. Especially for that, man, he was incredible. Um, Played the absolute greatest Batmans of all time. I cannot talk about Arkham Asylum without talking about Kevin Conroy. So I'm sorry if some of this will be more tribute-ish towards him. He honestly provided by far one of the most um, amazing performances I've seen in a superhero, not alone just any character in a video game or comic inspired things such as TV shows and such. The other person to talk about mainly is, of course, Heath Ledger. From what I heard, it's funny, he actually auditioned to be Batman, I think, back in the animated series and didn't get it, but they asked him to try out for the Joker and he got it. And I have to say this as well. Heath Ledger is also the greatest Joker. Heath Ledger. I'm saying the wrong. I'm so sorry. Heath Ledger is the greatest Joker for like on camera. Um, I said Heath Ledger. I'm so disappointed in myself. Um, even though Heath Ledger is, Joaquin Phoenix is a wonderful second. Um, Mark Hamill. Oh, I'm gonna shoot myself. I'm so sorry. I do not mean that seriously. But I having that kind of brain fart for me is exceptionally embarrassing. Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, the greatest Joker to exist. Not joking about that joke. But yes, Mark Hamill by far, voice wise, has voiced many iterations of the Joker, including all the Arkham stuff. He still like sometimes comes back. I think he's now pretty much officially retired from the character. He came back to play the Killing Joke movie. But I don't believe he's played anything since the Killing Joke for the Joker. Um, Absolute best. Now, for animated Jokers, there actually is some pretty top notch. I will give Troy Baker some merit for having to be the younger Joker for Mark Hamill's. That's a feat that I cannot imagine trying to undertake. He did a pretty okay job. I think he did pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's a bad acting thing at all, and he sounded pretty close. And easily even different enough to be like, yeah, that does kind of sound like what younger Mark Hamill Joker would sound like. But that's the big thing for me. I'm so sorry. Those two actors by themselves kind of carried a lot of weight in me, especially for the sense of me wanting to voice act. Those two were exceptionally high on my radar for voice acting things because they just did amazing jobs wherever they went. But back to the actual game, you get a whole host of Batman gadgets, including one that he never uses ever outside of the Arkham stuff, which is a little explosive gel, which is arguably sounds like one of the most uh powerful things to ever exist in Batman's hands, where he can just spray gel on something and blow it up. Don't know why he doesn't use it normally. He kind of uses it in combat, but like in a more stun people sense. Don't ask me why, but there's not this game's not exactly known for its traversal. I wanted to talk about that because you do see the back car at one point, but it's pretty much goons have broken it to the point you can't use it. So Batman's just gliding everywhere and grappling everywhere. Um, so for a smaller map, it works exceptionally well. You don't really need to worry about traveling too fast. Batman runs pretty quick everywhere for some reason, but I do recommend the game heavily to anyone. Arkham Asylum was the one to start a lot of my Batman love before. I watched the anime series and loved them, but Arkham Asylum was where like I really was like, wow, Batman really is cool. And many of you know I have proof because I have the whole uh Batman tattoo on the side here alongside Gotham. This is Gotham from the oh my god, the mic's blocking me. Gotham from the animated series. This is the first shot of Gotham where it's all lit up and everything. It's a silhouette of it. It looks pretty cool, I think, in my opinion. But if anyone wants to see how much I do very enjoy Batman as a hero, he just is really cool to me. I'm trying to think. There's not too much. Like I said, the combat system being so easy means there's not really too much about it. Um, oh, I did. My friend asked me to try to start this out a little bit. And I think I will start it out, which is kind of looking at architecture in gaming to an extent. We're just talking a little bit about the level design and details that I think are really cool. Um, Arkham Asylum feels amazing to run around in. It has such a historic looking design to it that I think brings about you're like this is old. This building is old, like 1700s maybe old or something like that. Like it looks like it's that old Everything is just well designed. They have like this big glass dome building around that looks gorgeous. Whoever did the architecture stuff for the game design wise did exceptional. Um Pretty much all through the Arkham games they did exceptional, but this one was super cool to see. You actually don't ever you see Arkham Asylum uh in other games for Arkham stuff, but you never return to it again. You never come back to it again. And it sucks. It sucks that you can't like um a little opinion of mine when it comes to games like that is typically if you're gonna make a open worldy game such as Arkham Asylum and you make a sequel such as City, sequel was bigger by a fair bit than Arkham Asylum. Part of me always would like people just to include the original stuff into the second stuff. Maybe update the visuals a little bit, but mostly keep in like certain map fragments because I think it'd just be awesome. I don't mind people reusing like assets and stuff from previous games as long as it's done tastefully. I wouldn't say like make a game then remake a game and call it a sequel. I would never say that. But if you like say use Arkham Asylum for like a base of operations for Arkham City for something, I think that would have been super cool because that would have been amazing to watch and go back again and see what has changed over the time. Um, oh, uh, I did say I advocated for a thing in the Smite review. This is the second thing I talked about. I would start advocating for heavily. If anyone watches this, I really desire I want to call it a tourist mode almost in a way. Um, you could call it like a pacifist mode or something like that. My idea is that all these developers they put incredibly hard work and time into these video games, especially environments. That's the big thing. Environments are incredible. And unfortunately, usually you're so busy being a hero or a villain in stories that you don't get time to look or you just can't look. You just have to go about missions and stuff and have to examine like the enemies and everything and you can't really look around or once you do get a chance to look around you're like, "Oh, I'm busy doing a mission thing inside the game." So, tourist mode in my opinion is you either completely turn off enemies, so you like just take them out of the game, or you turn them to like peaceful kind of mode, which I think peaceful mode for them would be way cooler. You would get to see enemy designs all up and close without having to worry about them like trying to punch you. I know you could do 3D models of things, which I think is cool. I think 3D models of like character models in the game is really solid. That's a wonderful idea, but you can't do that for environments. So this is the first episode I'm doing it. I will do it for any game I think deserves it. But yes, please introduce tourist modes to the games so I can enjoy your beautiful craftsmanship in video games. The reason I bring it up is also because Soma did it, and Soma's from what I've always heard and seen, an incredible horror game. And because you can do a tourist mode, kind of like a peaceful mode, it makes the game feel way easier to like ingest, which I think is cool. But anyway, I don't have anything else I believe to talk about. Arkham Asylum is a wonderful game. You should absolutely give it a try. I will be giving it a 9 out of 10 for me. It's just like Borderlands in the sense where it's like it's really incredible. It started it, but one of them is better, and I'd rather give that one the 10 out of 10 than the other one. But as always, I'd like to ask you to like and comment if you have played the Arkham stuff, at least Arkham Asylum. What did you enjoy the most about it? Any of the villains you enjoyed fighting against, or like just looking at? Some of them they're really good designs in those games for all of the villains, I think. So, whichever villains you like, which one was your favorite? And also, if you haven't played it, did I make you think about trying it out? There is always a collection on sale or anything like that. Um, so if you want to try it out, they do have the Return to Arkham stuff, which is Arkham Asylum, City, and Night, all in one package. It typically runs about $40 on average. Let me check the Steam sale at the moment, just in case it is on sale. I want to try to give you guys the best. Ooh, wow, are you kidding me? Ooh. I already own them all, so it doesn't matter. I was like, oh, so currently, incredibly enough, the entire Batman Arkham collection on Steam, the offer ends in 2 days, like 20 minutes and 1 day and 24 or 3 hours or something. You're getting $60, 3 games, including the season pass stuff. For pretty much you get all the content, every bit of the content for it for $9, $9.97. That is, or not, no, not that, $9 exactly. I was looking at the what you save in it. That is impeccable. Did I see Arkham Origins on here? I did see Arkham Origins. When did they bring you? It's telling me that it's been here a long time, but it's a lie. I'll be picking up Arkham Origins then. That is cool. I'm super cool to see that. Yes, but it is currently $9 on usual. You're going to be paying $60 for the entire trilogy. That's a good price for 3 games. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to get at minimum 100 hours out of that purchase if you really get into those games. I would argue even more than that because Night and City take forever to beat, but absolutely recommended. And as always, I like to ask you to subscribe. If you do, I think you're wonderful. If you don't, I still think you're wonderful. So it's completely up to you. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.